I'm just going to talk about some fungus that you can use for lighting fires and their health and safety. So like for when you've got your children coming around your fire, you've got to make sure that obviously you've got your water for putting it out and just in case anybody burns themselves, but you've got to make sure that they I did mention this in my cooking video, but I'm just going to mention it again. You've got to make sure that their hair's tied up if they've got long hair, and make sure they haven't got any long scarves. In our school, depending, we always tend to tell the children to keep away from synthetic fibres if they can, because they don't burn, they melt on the skin if they catch fire. So you are better off with the natural fibres. So our fire pit, our seating is actually in between 1.5 and 2 metres away from the actual main outer circle of the fire pit. But the fire's never the full width of the fire pit, it's usually just in the centre, so that's an extra couple of feet. They know about the circle of safety, about entering and exiting the circle of safety. There's 4 exits. They know about when we've got the board out that says circle of safety, that they know that the fire is going to be lit or is already lit. So they don't enter the main outdoor coned area. Let's talk about some fungi as well that you can use for tinder. To start off with, you've got hoof fungus. Sometimes it's called horse hoof fungus, and it grows on the sides of trees. It's usually white and it does look like a horse's hoof basically. It's often found on birch, but it's more likely found like down south rather than up here where I live. Then you've got your birch polypore, and then you've got your punkwood, which isn't actually a fungus, it's actually like a bacterial infection into the tree which causes that to grow, and that's really good. It's caused by fungal infection, and it's simply basically decaying wood which is created by various species of fungus, and it's usually straightforward to find. It just sticks out, it's like coal. And then you've got the famous one, the King Humphrey's cake, which is easy to, it's sort of like a black sphere that sort of dangles underneath the trees. Again, you've got to be really careful, and you've got to know what you're picking and your identification for your fungus before you just pick sort of anything, because some of them, if you're not picking the right ones that are good for tinder, some of them can give off toxic fumes because some of them are highly poisonous. So I think that's everything. I've covered everything that's added onto my cook video. I hope that's okay. So that's the video about other different things that you can use for cooking.